decided to do an altar tour because I think my altar looks lovely. I like the current setup. My setup is always changing. I have some beautiful offerings from nature, from a little branch that fell from the wind yesterday into my yard, and it just feels really awesome. So I don't know what order I'm gonna go in. Let's just get started. So I just got this clear quartz crystal candle holder, which is so beautiful, especially at night. And I got it for $17 from the thrift store, which is a total win because then I know it was an ethical purchase since it's secondhand. And $17, I feel like at a crystal shop this would be $150 or something even more. Now, other than that thrifted crystal, I haven't bought any new crystals in over a year just because I wanted to start being mindful of whether or not the crystals are sourced ethically, as I strive to live ethically in all areas of my life. Shops don't always know where they get their crystals or the conditions they get them from, and I have trust issues, so I just have, but we have so many in our house, so it's totally fine. So yeah, all of the crystals purchased were purchased before I started being mindful about that. So I would encourage to really be mindful about where you're getting your crystals from, ask questions, and if they can't answer them, go to another source. I really like this citrine point. It just feels very happy and summery, so I like to kind of display it during the summertime. I have this little sun charm that I also like to just, I like to just throw it, you know. These are just daisies that grew right out here outside of our house, and I didn't try to pick many of them. I kind of picked them when they were clearly about to die, and then I just dried them on my altar, and then I have a bunch of them back there, but we'll get to that in a while. This is a Lumerian seed crystal. This is another Lumerian seed crystal. Just look how amazing it is. I have a moonstone necklace and a moonstone ring, and this necklace that's a mix of amethyst and citrine. And these pieces are programmed with certain intentions for when I wear them. And I honestly don't know what kind of crystal this is, but it's so pretty. It's like the prettiest crystal I have, probably. My mom actually got it for herself a year ago, and then I said, can I have it? And she said yes. I mean, come on, just look at this. So amazing. I like this rose quartz heart. This is a healing candle that has a charoite crystal in it that was handmade by someone, and it's vegan and soy based, from the lunar fair that my mom bought, with just some dried flowers around it. She also got this candle from the lunar fair, also vegan and soy based, and it smells like Chardonnay or something. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know, but it smells like grapes basically, and it smells really nice. I really love pretty much any crystal that's heart-shaped. It's kind of a weakness of mine. So over here we have two of my decks. I have 4 decks. This is the Moonology Deck, and it is seriously one of my favorites. It really gives you answers, like specific answers, if you follow the guidebook. The artwork is beautiful, and it has like a smooth matte feeling that I really like. I've had this deck for almost 3 years now, I think. I don't know. And it's held up really nicely, and again, I love the guidebook. I've had this deck for even longer. I don't use it as much necessarily for getting answers, although it still works, but it's more for like, it's pretty much a totally positive deck, but it does give answers, but not as clearly as the Moon deck would. I got this tiger's eye pyramid from a stand in New York City, and I was just drawn to it, and I I liked the girl's energy who was selling it. You know, in hindsight, I probably wouldn't buy from a table like that because you have no idea where they got the crystal and how they sourced it, but this is one of my faves. This is a dark smoky quartz actually that is from Colorado that you know, my biological aunt, her ex-husband, when I was a kid, he actually used to go and dig for crystals himself. And this is one of the ones that came from, you know, those trips he did. I used to have more from him, but I've moved so much that they've gotten lost, but I've kept this one and it makes me happy because it's like a piece of my home state. Smoky quartz in Colorado is super dark, but you can still see through it if you hold it up to the light. I love it. The other one that I have from him, mined himself in Colorado, it's like a bunch of stuff is going on here. It's got the smoky quartz, but it's also got some rusty looking stuff all over it. It's definitely an interesting one. A dried flower from flowers that I was given possibly for my birthday, I'm not sure. But just a really smooth feeling stone that we found on a road trip on a hike somewhere. All of these stones have been found with me and Keegan on hikes and on the road trip. Except for the bottom one wasn't on the road trip, but I tried to make like a balancing stack and it's actually staying even when I open my dresser drawers, and that makes me really happy and I think it looks nice. And I think it looks nice next to this chrysocolla. This was my first chrysocolla and this just really called out to me in the store. Like it was one of those I had to have it type of things. A few years ago, and I love this. Like, this is a very special one to me. I always have pencils on my altar just to honor, you know, the fact that I'm an artist and that I draw, and to help bring me motivation and talent in my drawing. Over here we have a little dish that was given to me by a coworker of my mom, and she didn't know it, but this little ladybug here is very appropriate for me because my boyfriend, he nicknamed me Ladybug and he calls me Ladybug, so that was a very special coincidence. Or was it a coincidence? So this pine cone, I'm pretty sure, is from the sequoias, like the Sequoia National Park. And if not, then it's from the redwood, but I think it's from the sequoia. So this pine cone is from a sequoia tree, which is amazing. Now this is redwood from the redwood forest, like the famous, oh my god. I have road trip vlogs if you want to see about going to the redwoods, going to the sequoias, going all over the country basically. This was a little piece of wood I gathered from there. I wanted to show you this other beautiful piece of redwood from the redwoods, which I do not actually want to keep in the sun because sun is actually what ages wood. But my mom stole this piece and it's really nice. So this is a special handmade box from an artist who is vegan, and it holds my regular Rider-Waite tarot deck. And I'll link the artist's name because I don't remember it right now. So special and so beautiful, as you can see, and so magical. Just open it up. And I've got my deck inside, and I'm not going to show this because I'm sure everyone's seen it's the original tarot. These two reddish looking rocks are from our road trip. One is from Arizona and one is from Colorado in the Red Rocky area. And I don't remember for certain, but I think this one here is from Arizona because it's more red. And I think this one here is from Colorado. I found that tealish looking rock in Arizona. Those beads back there are just a special memory for Keegan and I. And these two are volcanic rocks that Keegan gave me on like our first date that he had gotten on his trip a few years ago to Hawaii. So yeah, this is volcanic rock from Hawaii. How special. This is also Volcanic Rock, but it is from Mount St. Helens, which is a big no-no because there's signs everywhere that say don't grab rocks or anything, but you know I'm a rebel. We have our dried daisies that I mentioned before. Underneath the purple parts, we have some random flowers from the springtime, and then the purple parts are all dried flowers from that beautiful bush that blossomed with the pink flowers. This is a nice altar type of carnelian. I don't know for sure if it's carnelian. I'm pretty sure it is though. It could be like fire agate or something, but we're gonna say it's carnelian. And that one just called to me from outside of the store in the window a couple years ago. And then this is an altar broom that was made by the same artist that made the box. It's so beautiful. I love it so much because it has a frog, and frogs are one of my favorite animals. It's got a little key dangling from it. And it's a little bit delicate, so I don't necessarily sweep off my altar with it. If I do, I try to be really gentle. But sometimes I just sweep away negative energy around my aura using this. This is just a really special painted rock that actually belongs to Keegan, but he kind of gave it to me because it's a ladybug, and you know, I already explained that. But it was given to him when he was 3 years old by a relative in 1996, which happens to be my birth year. Keegan also gave me this beach sand from Hawaii that just looks super cool. It's like red and black. It's probably volcanic. Super cool, right? Then I have this self-love jar spell. And this little thing just came as a tag on some organic kale. And Keegan saw it and gave it to me. Again, ladybug, you know, whatever. So I put that on it because it's so cute. And then this grunge princess sticker is so special because I found it on the ground at the site of the bridge in Aberdeen, Washington, where Kurt Cobain lived under it in his hometown, and he wrote the song Something in the Way about kind of inspired by that, and I'll put some footage because we visited that on the road trip. And then I play guitar and I love music, so I just have some guitar picks to honor that. Some dried flowers from the neighbor's tree on top of my animal spirit deck. I don't connect with it as much as my other ones. I usually, when I need answers, I use the regular tarot and the moon deck together. The purple amethyst point is from a thrift store. And these 4 stones, 1, 2, 3, 4, are actually from the lake nearby Kurt Cobain's house that he lived in Seattle when he died. And we visited that on the road trip. And I just pulled these pretty rocks from that. And they have nice colors. I thought they were special looking. The cute little music notes. Those guitar earrings are from a thrift store. I don't really wear them much because my ears are sensitive nowadays, but I kind of use them as a charm. And then next to it are just some little cows. And then this is a candle holder that I think I'm gonna retire just because I don't want to burn off the green part that happened to my mom's. And I really like the little frog, so I kind of just want to retire this. I got some new candle holders from the thrift store. Now my mom bought these oils for herself and then didn't want them, so I can't speak on how ethical they are, but you know, I'll always take something secondhand from someone. That red wax is from a spell. I just wanted to keep the wax for some reason. This is just someone's business card that does cute vegan art, and I just liked the way the card looked. I liked the art on it. I thought it fit this little vegan area. This is a sticker I got from the road trip in Portland, Oregon, from a whole store that just has a bunch of vegan merch and stickers and whatnot. I love the artwork on it. Let's see, let me give the artist a shout out. Danielle Anderson. Love how this area looks right now. So I have a beautiful daisy there, a little bracelet that my mom gave me that says vegan on it. And then I have this jewelry box, and I actually want to show you what's inside in a minute here. It's not like I worship veganism or the ALF or anything. I just put this on here to honor the animals and to remember what I'm fighting for. I got a little pig, I got a little cow charm. This cow charm is actually from a store in Salem, you know, where the witch stuff happened. That day I ordered a vegan dish at a vegetarian place, and they put cheese, real cheese, in my dish, and I didn't realize it until halfway through, and I was really upset. And then after we walked out of that place, I got this dairy cow, and it helped me feel better about it. And then a little pig, and this sadly is an ear tag from a slaughterhouse that we do vigils at. See my other videos for more info on that, but this used to be worn on a cow who was victimized for someone's taste bud pleasures, and I tried to honor that cow's life and all the lives that are needlessly taken in animal agriculture. My mom gave me this animal liberation, human liberation patch. These little buttons are from the place I got the sticker, and this is like a blue jay feather that my mom found on the ground outside of the house. Some more charms and stuff. The vegan rebel sticker was given to me by Keegan when we first started dating, so it's just kind of special to me. This is the really pretty jewelry box that used to be my mom's that I'm using on my altar. And if you open it, there's some very special things inside. There's some small crystals, but there are guitar picks from concerts from some of my favorite bands. So these are all from concerts. So one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite active band, Seether. My other favorite band, Nickelback, that I've been a fan of since I was 7 years old, so a really long time. I have a few from Nickelback, and then Trivium, and then Red Sun Rising, who are no longer active, and they kind of split off and made this other band called The Violent. But I still am a huge fan of Red Sun Rising's music. Wage War, that's from the last Warped Tour. This is also from Warped Tour. This is In Heart's Wake, who has a really good new album out. Periphery, of course. Just a huge favorite. I have this Marilyn Manson pick, and I think I got that when I was seeing Slipknot, and I'm not like the biggest fan of him, so honestly, if anyone watching this is like a really big fan of him and wants this pick, I will just totally give it to you. This is actually from Sean, the singer of Seether, from his microphone. Some tech guy gave it to me when I asked for it. So that's really interesting. I still don't have a Chad Kroeger Nickelback pick, so that is a goal of mine. But yeah. And yeah, just have, this is from a spell, this key, and then this is from Brazil, I think. I bought it a few years ago at a store, and it's a smoky quartz, and I just think it is so beautiful. I think that's pretty much everything. I'll just give you a closer look at my self-love jar spell if anyone is curious. There's lots of YouTube tutorials for self-love jar spells out there. You basically just put stuff in a jar that represents self-love and you put your intentions in it and stuff. I dripped some red candle wax over it. It's got a lot of dried flowers and special things like necklaces that I always wear and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, my familiar says the tour is over. Right, Shooting? But I'll just go ahead and show you some crystals that I always sleep next to. We've got, green calcite. We got this giant rose quartz, some chrysocolla, carnelian. You know the drill. This, I want to actually show you, is from outside of the Redwoods. I'm pretty sure it was the Redwoods. That I just found it next to a little creek, and I don't know, I think it might be some clear quartz, some, you know, there was a bunch of it, and I just took this piece, and I really think it's cool. I have this little spell pouch to sleep well, and ever since I've been sleeping with it next to me on the other pillow, I haven't woken up as much in the night, so this is nice. And then over there I keep these crystals, and I couldn't do this without showing you my favorite amethyst. It's so dark and so pretty, and I always make sure to keep it out of the sun so it stays nice and dark. Another amethyst, and then this charolite heart. And again, all these crystals are either 1, 2, or even 3 years old. I recommend making sure that your crystal purchases are ethical, making sure you know where they're sourced, that there's no child labor, destructive mining, and all of that kind of stuff. When in doubt, go to the thrift store for crystals whenever possible, or get crystals that you know were mined by, you know, independent people that mine for fun in the US or in, you know, your home area. That way you know that's ethical. Same with things like sage or Palo Santo. Don't buy the stuff from Whole Foods. I don't remember the reason, but I know a while ago someone mentioned that they were not ethical or that they were appropriating Native American culture somehow. I haven't looked into it, but I just gave it the benefit of the doubt. I think you can make your own sage by just buying sage and drying it yourself, and then I don't know about Palo Santo, but it's something I could live without. If you've watched the whole thing, you are awesome and you get a bonus point. You should write a letter to your future self for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years in the future, whatever it may be. It's such an amazing thing to do. Alright, bye! Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are not yet vegan, please take 20 minutes to listen to the TEDx talk, Every Argument Against Veganism by Earthling Ed. And please do subscribe to my channel for more content like this, as well as spirituality, veganism, vegan activism, music, art, story times, all kinds of good shit. Bye!